So, welcome to the village board meeting of June 28th. Please join us in our pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, Mrs. Thomas.
Trustee Purcell. Here. Trustee Baloo. Here. Trustee Washington. Here. Trustee Harris Jones. Here. Trustee Heiferman.
Here.
Trustee Roman. Here. President Hofeld.
Here, representing staff this evening, to my left is our village manager, Napoleon Haney. To my right, our village attorney, Chris Cummings. To the audience's right, our fire chief, Bob Grabowski, director of finance, Dennis Bubanek, economic development director and community development director, Angela Maceras, and public works director, John Schaefer. The minutes of June 14th, any additions or corrections? Trustee Baloo.
Nothing.
Trustee Washington.
Nothing.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Nothing for me.
Trustee Heiferman.
Nothing.
Trustee Roman.
Nothing.
May I have a motion to approve them, please?
So moved.
Second. Been moved by trustee Roman, seconded by trustee Heiferman. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell. Trustee Baloo. Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. The claims list in the amount of $109,059.64. Comments or questions? Trustee Purcell. Trustee Baloo.
Nothing.
Trustee Washington.
Nothing.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Nothing for me.
Trustee Heiferman.
Nothing.
Trustee Roman.
Nothing.
May I have a motion to approve the claims list, please?
So moved. Second.
Been moved by trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Washington. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Baloo.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
The claims list is approved. Hear from the audience. If anyone would like to address the board on any subject not on the agenda, please raise your hand. Yes, sir. Please come up. Oh, go right ahead. Come on. By the podium if you can. We're victims of television.
So my name is Tracy Archbold. I live on 18930 Jody Terrace in Homewood. Something that we've noticed is a lot of teenage action going on in our neighborhoods. A lot of verbal abuse, dogs running loose, and we just don't really know what to do in our neighborhood anymore. Screens are ripped out on houses. It's just not the way it should be anymore. So we're wondering, I have a friend coming as well. But we're just wondering if there's anything that we could do or any help that we could get in our neighborhood.
Yes.
It's not going well.
If you would stay for the meeting.
Absolutely.
And
And I have
our village
pictures, I
manager.
have-
Okay, our village manager will get all the information from you. He'll arrange a meeting with the police department
Okay,
and we can give you some direction.
Thank you.
You shouldn't have to tolerate that.
Okay, Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Yes, sir. They're a team.
My name is David Rivera. I live at 18215 Kedzie Avenue. And I have a question regarding the Kedzie Gateway TIF redevelopment. It was passed back in October, middle of October. And since that time, we've seen a business move out of the area, and I don't believe it's ever coming back. So does the village have any plans for that gateway, the redevelopment of the area? And if so, do they have businesses in mind? Or the buildings, are they gonna come down? Are they gonna be redeveloped, renovated, or what?
A lot of questions.
Sorry,
All
it's
right,
one question.
Let
It's
let me,
just- yeah.
let me try to answer a couple of them. We were sorry to lose Big Lots. That's what you were referring to by the
Right,
business.
Right,
They had gone over to Country Club Hills and we feel very fortunate they went to Country Club Hills, a good community
Mhm.
that can get a thriving business. So it's fortunate for them. Like any other redevelopment, it evolves slowly. The TIF was created there. That's Tax Incremental Financing District, and that's really the genesis of it. As it develops, we are, I suppose, in the process of trying to acquire the Brunswick Zone building. It's in the very beginning. It'll take a while, but we're really seeking that out. We've been told that we have a good opportunity to get that building. And then we can work with developers for that particular site. And that's the key to that whole site. Because the TIF itself goes from essentially Ford of Homewood all the way over to Great American Bagel, and it skips over on the other side of the street there as well. Once we get that, I think things will open up.
Okay.
We're
Second question.
not neglecting it. put it
No,
that
no,
way.
no, I understand these things take time.
Sure.
Second question is that 3 homes in that TIF district were deemed incompatible with the use of the surrounding commercial uses. My home is involved and I need to know, would like to know if there is reason for me to start considering finding other accommodations.
I would say not at this time.
Okay.
No.
All right.
You may, as the site evolves and develops, you might get an offer that might blow you away and you say, I'm going to do this.
Mhm.
But right now, there's no plans at all for the residential properties there to be anything other than what they are.
Okay, those were my questions. Thank you. for
You
your
can sleep
time.
better tonight.
Appreciate it.
That's okay. Is there anyone else who would like to address the board this evening? If not, I'm sorry.
I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
about the,
Come on up, please. We're on Zoom and they can't pick it up if you're in the audience.
Okay. My name's Nancy Gildart. I live at 1656 Olive Road. And my questions concern the Ridge Road property. So if you want me to wait till later.
Wait till we do the consent
Okay.
agenda and I'll call on you then.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sure. Is there anyone else? Okay, go right ahead. You were talking the same subject?
Yeah, it's the same subject.
Okay, would you like to say something?
Well, I'm her,
Okay. Yeah, has she already represented you?
well, we represent our block. the
Okay.
community.
Our village manager will be talking to you both after the meeting. Okay. Appointments. At this time, may I have a motion to approve the appointment of Jim Barima to the Veterans Committee?
So moved.
It's been moved by trustee Roman, seconded by trustee Washington. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell. Trustee Baloo. Trustee Washington. Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
The appointment is approved. Mr. Barima is ill this evening. He will be sworn in at a later time. Oaths of office. At this time, Sharon Sedgwick, who is in the audience, was already appointed to the beautification committee at our last meeting. She's here. Would you please come up and be sworn in? Right over there.
Raise your right hand. I state your name. Having been appointed to the beautification committee for the village of Homewood, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and the municipal ordinances for the village of Homewood, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties as a member of the beautification committee to the best of my ability.
You did very well.
I was born and raised in this town.
All right.
Oh. You have more involved, right?
And a few more oaths of office. At this time, Valerie Burstein will be sworn in as the village planner. Angela Maceras.
Good evening. Valerie Burston was recently hired as our full-time village planner. She comes to us from Orland Park, where she served as senior planner and project manager. She also has more than 14 years' experience working in the private sector as both an architect and a planner. And she is a certified planner, licensed architect, and lead accredited professional. And we are very pleased to welcome Valerie to the village of Homewood. Thank you.
I state your name,
I, Valerie Burston,
having been appointed to
have been appointed to
village planner
village planner
for the village of Homewood,
for the village of Homewood.
I solemnly swear
We solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the municipal ordinances for the village of Homewood,
and the municipal ordinances for the village of Homewood.
and that I will faithfully discharge
And I will faithfully discharge
the duties of planner
the duties of planner
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
And the next no swearing in. The next appointment will be up in the Finance Division, Mr. Bubenek.
Recent resignation in the finance department allowed us to look for candidates, both internal and external. We stopped rather quickly because we had an excellent internal candidate. Narissa Major was promoted to the position of finance supervisor in her first day. In that position was May 23rd. Narissa has been working with the village for 6 years, starting in the Public Works Department part-time. In 2021, she came over to the Finance Department, working both part-time in Public Works and Finance. And in January of 22, we had promoted her to full-time water billing clerk, and now she is promoted to finance supervisor position. So the village is well set now into the future with Narissa Major as our finance supervisor.
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Narissa Major,
Having been appointed to position of finance supervisor
the position of finance supervisor
for the village of Homewood,
for the village of Homewood,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the municipal ordinances of the village of Homewood,
and the municipal ordinances of the village of Homewood,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
my duties as finance supervisor.
my duties as the finance supervisor
For the village of Homewood.
for the village of Homewood. Thank you.
Well, from my
Should have memorized
I
by
know,
now.
right?
And the last will be Rick Wachowski, the position of IT manager. Mr. Haney.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Board. After losing our longtime IT manager to another city, we performed an extensive recruitment to find another IT manager. We identified Richard Wachowski, as we call him Rick, as our next IT manager. Rick was hired to serve Homewood as IT manager, and he served as systems manager for the city of Calumet City for nearly 7 years. Rick was born and raised in Lansing, Illinois. Rick and his wife Kim are parents to their 1-year-old son Adam. And there's something in here about Rick owning an animal, a dog, a Pembroke Welsh Corgi. Rick likes to travel and always has museums and galleries on the itinerary. We're excited about Rick. Rick started his first day with our internet going down. He handled it. He handled it with just an articulate professionalism that we haven't seen in a long time. So we love Rick already. He's a great addition to our team. Rick, welcome home.
I state your name.
I, Richard Wachowski,
having been appointed to the position of Information Technology Manager Information Technology Manager for the Village of Homewood. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the municipal ordinances of the Village of Homewood,
and the municipal ordinances of the Village of Homewood,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
my duties as IT manager
my duties as IT manager
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Stellar. Mrs. Thomas, the omnibus vote.
Board is asked to pass resolution R 3113, approving the minutes of executive sessions held between January 2022 through May 2022, and author the destruction of audio recordings of past executive sessions held between July 2020 and December 2020. This board is asked to pass resolution R 3114, determining executive session minutes or portions of executive session minutes that no longer require confidential treatment. The board is asked to pass resolution R 3115 for the sale of surplus real estate. 2 parcels are for sale. The property at 2066 Ridge Road, located at the northeast corner of Ridge and Harwood, and the property at 18027 Harwood Avenue. The village has a developer interested in the 2 parcels. The board is asked to pass resolution 3116 honoring Public Works Director John Schaefer for his 40 years of service with the village and dedicate Water Booster Station 3 in his honor. The board is asked to waive competitive bidding for the emergency purchase of a 2022 Ford F-450 dump truck for DiRosso Ford in Wilmington, Illinois. This is an emergency purchase due to supply chain manufacturing disruptions. The purchase price is $68,607.24 plus an additional $35,500 for necessary equipment to outfit the vehicle for operational purposes. And I wanted to read part of the resolution.
Please.
A resolution honoring John D. Schaefer for 40 years of service to the Village of Homewood. John Schaefer joined the Village of Homewood Public Works Department in 1982 as a maintenance worker, and as a result of his outstanding performance was promoted to crew leader, utility supervisor, and then assistant director of public works. He went on to serve 2 years as acting director of public works and was appointed the director in 1998. John Schaefer served as Homewood's acting director of community development for was a part-time Homewood firefighter for 25 years, a member of the Homewood dive team, Hart Technical Rescue Team, Instructor 1 and 2, holds an Illinois EPA Class A water license and numerous other certifications. John Schaefer has overseen public improvements to our streets, water, and sewer systems and public lands and buildings, including the Park Lakes infrastructure, wetland and prairie development, Linden Gladville stormwater and sewer project, and most recently, he is working on the conversion for a new water source and as well as the 183rd Street possible redesign. John Schaefer has led the Public Works Department in providing essential services to the community that protect and enhance the health, safety, and welfare of its residents. John Schaefer is an integral part of the Homewood Public Works Department, is valued and respected by his peers, and is known for his professionalism, resourcefulness, leadership, and dependability. Now therefore be it resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Homewood that John D. Schaefer be honored and commended for his 40 years of outstanding dedicated service to the community, and citizens of Homewood by naming the Homewood Booster Station 3 to the John D. Schaefer Water Booster Station 3.
Mr. Schaefer? Very fortunate to have this speech.
No, I really have to say that, my career here so far, the 40 years has been unbelievable. I've had great support from the village board. They've taken their trust in me for the projects we've done, not only ones that have been listed, but other projects that we've done and installing some of our own water main and other projects. And my hat goes off really to, I wouldn't be able to be in this position and keep this position if it wasn't for my outstanding crew that I have at Public Works. They are the boots on the ground. They're the ones that make me look good. No doubt about it. Our snow removal and everything else from the time I started Public Works until now has been outstanding and recognized throughout the South Suburb. So I really do appreciate my staff, the village board, and most of all the citizens of Homewood. Thank you.
Oh, that's 4. Comments or questions with regard to items on the consent agenda? Yes, ma'am.
I'm curious if some portion of the residential building that's proposed for the corner over there, if any of that is earmarked for affordable housing?
You talking about the item that's here? As of now, all that's being done is offering it to anyone that want to bid on it. Chris, if you could just.
Sure, this is just the first step. Tonight's action would be action by the village to declare the property as surplus, as if it's not needed by the village. We do not have a contract yet for anybody as far as redeveloping the property.
Okay.
There's a developer that's been talking with us about it, but we haven't seen that contract yet.
Okay. Okay, then I guess then it's too early to ask if Airbnb would be excluded from that residential.
As the property, the development evolves, then it would be time to do that.
Okay. And this question is about both the buildings at the corner of Ridge and Harwood and the former public library. Is there asbestos? Any evidence that there's still asbestos in the buildings?
John?
Right now, the library building, they're not aware of any current asbestos in here. There was some removal beforehand, but it looks like that has been mostly taken care of. But if there is, at the time when that building is demolished from the water tank, there'll be an asbestos test, and it has to be done per Cook County. Make sure there is no asbestos. If there is, then that asbestos is removed before the building's turned up.
Okay, thank you. Then I have a question about the condominium that's proposed to be built on the parking lot. Is that going to disrupt the geothermal system that is currently in the parking lot?
I'll let John answer it in detail, but the answer is no.
Yeah, no, the geothermal system that we have that operates the police department, fire department will not be operating that well field is to the north. And
Okay.
the building will not be going. Geothermal system.
Okay, good to know. And I also wanted to let you know, since you are going to be talking to potential buyers, that an evaluation for eligibility for both properties for the National Register is pending in Springfield. This doesn't mean that a building can't be demolished. It's an honorary, purely honorary thing, but I thought y'all should know that because the potential buyer is going to want to know. But great, thank you for your
Okay,
time.
thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to comment on the consent agenda? If not, board comments, trustee Purcell, trustee Baloo,
Nothing.
trustee Washington,
No.
trustee Harris Jones,
I have nothing.
trustee Heiferman,
I'm not the same.
trustee Roman.
Nothing.
May I have a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda, please?
So. Second.
Been moved by trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Washington. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell, trustee Baloo, trustee Washington,
Aye.
trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
The consent agenda is approved. General board discussion, trustee Purcell,
Got something.
trustee Baloo, trustee Washington.
I just want to thank our Director of Finance, Dennis Gubenik, for doing an outstanding interview for students of Governor State University. He really helps them to understand finance, public finance on a local level. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. Trustee Harris Jones,
Nothing for me.
trustee Heiferman.
As long as we're complimenting, I'll say, I listened, last week I participated in a noontime seminar from the Active Transportation Alliance, or whatever it's called now, about transit-oriented development in Chicago suburbs. And Angela Maceros presented what we're doing. It was a really comprehensive, interesting presentation, and you represented us really well, so thank you.
Good job. Trustee Roman.
I have nothing.
All right. I just wish everybody a very nice 4th of July. We have the 4th of July parade this year for the first time in 2 years. It will be leaving St. Joe's parking lot, I believe at 10:30 in the morning and ending up at Isaac Walton. Fun and games for the entire family. If you're not able to come down to Isaac Walton, do come along the parade route. With that, may I have a motion to enter into executive session to discuss the employment status of a specific employee? May I have a motion, please?
Second.
Been moved by trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Washington. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Baloo.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
We'll take a short recess, then enter into closed session. Thank you all.
I had to move over because my first
Hey, thank you. Thanks for being here, Dan. It's convenient.
John, when that was like, when I was told about that, I was like, absolutely. Yeah, John deserves that. And I didn't even know half the stuff. That you're like, really?
Wow, I got 20.
I've done a lot of things.
I feel like that's
Yeah, I got a problem with that in my house. We have a disaster in our basement. So not in ours. That was really funny, Kevin.
Remember we did the tour of the one when they were gonna do the line and everything?
Yeah.
That's where they're gonna dedicate this station way back with the coyotes and the skunks and everything. I remember.